to showcase the players that put in the work to get recruited and recruited to the places that they're going. And one of the things is I just want to watch the way that they play, watch how they move, watch how they communicate with each other, watch their approaches. This is the best of the best. And so you're just getting an opportunity to see, and if you can see it, you can be it.
Well, this is going to be a lot of fun. We have some of the best in the business here. Mackenzie Long, can't wait for you to break it down, and let's get ready as we prepare for first pitch.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
The fielders comfortable getting their face down at the lower.
You have limited experience and you're not seeking knowledge.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the beautiful campus here at the University of Michigan. We are at Carol Hutchins Stadium as we bring you the first ever All-Star game as we celebrate 30 of the top athletes here across the great sport of softball in the state of Michigan. We are so excited that you are joining us after an electric home run derby alongside Mackenzie Long, acting as our analyst. She's the director of player development for Turnin2 softball and of course former shortstop for Michigan State University. Mackenzie, am I missing anything?
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you guys and just to be on this field and this stage with so many great players that deserve this opportunity.
Absolutely. Jenna Rose joining you here in the booth, and out on the field we have Kara Lyle. She's been bringing us stellar interviews throughout our first event today, and seems as though the fun will continue to roll on out. Now, Mackenzie, if fans didn't see this, you were just out on the field. You were naming the 2025 High School Softball Player of the Year. It was delivered by Turnin2 you to Anna Carlson. And what I love the most about her demeanor when she was out there is the first thing that she did was she thanked and celebrated the other players that were standing out there with her as we were awaiting for that announcement. What does that say to you about her class?
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, Anna is just a first-class kid. If you know Anna, that doesn't surprise you that she does that. She is just phenomenal. She's been phenomenal all year, and she deserves this award. It was one of those things where we were looking and searching for all four of our finalists deserve that award, and she is absolutely the person who should have won that award, and we're so happy for her.
Absolutely. I know that when you were out on the field, you were talking about some of her stats. I mean, she is really just off the page here. 635 she was swinging throughout the entire season, doing through 38 games played, 11 doubles, 20 home runs, and 5 triples during that span. Look at that, the smiles, the waves. Seems as though all of our players are ready to rock and roll. Initial thoughts here before we get ready with first pitch, Mackenzie. I mean, top talent in the state. What do you anticipate?
One, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all the players, the parents, the families that came out. I mean, they have a lot going on, right? They're preparing to go on to the next stage, and this is something that really is a celebratory event. And I don't even know what to expect. I expect some crazy games. I expect some pitching off the charts. I expect hitting off the charts, defensive off the charts. You actually really don't know what's going to win. Is it going to be the hitting? Is it going to be the pitching? I don't know. There's just some phenomenal players on this game, and we're super excited to see how this game unfolds.
Absolutely. I love that there will be different moving pieces. I think when it comes to an all-star event, fans know that some of the positions might be changing. We'll see a few different arms changing in the circle as well. But I mean, this is just a truly stellar opportunity, not just for Turnin2, not just for state champs who are powering this amazing event, but also for all of our players here in the next generation. I love during the home run derby that we had a few players that were out there actually shagging the balls. But in the meantime, Kenzie and I are actually going to step back here as we listen to our PA announcements as we bring you the first ever All-Star game here in the state of Michigan.
Field at Carroll Hutchins Stadium here at the University of Michigan. The players for the Stars team. First, non-starters, number 22, Maddie Anson. Number 8, Ella Stoops. Number 12, Brindley Eckerman. Number 7, Kendall Penny. Number 20, Jessica Nelson. And number 12, Katie Schuboy. Your starters, in right field, number 3, Jaden Griffin. In center field, number 6, Matt Sitarski. At shortstop, number 7, Aubrey Jones. At third base, number 17, Kylie Carr. Catching, number 18, Sydney Hastings. Left field, number 14, Anna Carlson. At first base, number 33, Marissa Mers. At second base, number 9, Charlie Lambert. And in the circle, number 16, Caitlin Palazzi. Coaches for the Stars will be Ron Mogenberg, Greg Jones, Sean Gray, and Addison Gray. Now for your Stripes team. First, the non-starters. Number 18, Aubrey Hensley. Number 11, Ella Vidko. 00, Savannah Schultz. Number 1, Riley Limberger. Number 52, Jaden Goes. Number 3, Natalie Donaldson. And your starting lineup in left field, number 2, Ava Golightly. In center field, number 1, Hannah Simcoe. At second base, number 21, Mia Tribule. Catching, number 33, Bree Saltz. In right field, number 20, Ava Gardner. At shortstop, number 25, Kate Stevens. Pitching, number 5, Grayson Lamarche. At third base, number 32, Ariel Kruger. At first base, number 22, Kennedy Wangler. Coaches for the Stripes will be Mark Reinhardt, Matt Prime, Corey Burris, and Nancy Malinowski. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us. Having a special guest for tonight's national anthem, Paisley Myers. Paisley is an incoming 8th grader at Beach Middle School in Chelsea and plays for the Michigan Classic 14 under McCalla team, where she excels as a catcher, center fielder, second baseman, and a talented lefty hitter and slapper. She's also a multi-sport athlete competing in basketball and volleyball. Paisley loves dancing with her siblings and friends to TikToks and never misses a chance to grab the microphone and sing. She has previously performed the national anthem for local high school events and recently at the Lansing Lugnuts game. Special lecture here today. Today is Paisley's 16th birthday. So while we're here and she's here and it's her birthday, let's sing Take Me Out to, or Happy Birthday to her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you now to please rise if possible and remove your caps as we salute America and those who protect us with the playing of our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose brush and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The Stars and Stripes prepared to play the first ever game here of the 2025 All-Star matchup after the national anthem. We are so thrilled that you are joining us here. Taking a look across the field, looks as though the Stripes will be starting on defense. The Stars will be at the plate. Alongside analyst Mackenzie Long, my name is Jenna Rose. Kara Lyles will be joining us from the field later on in this one. But how about that, Mackenzie? A very moving moment to begin a very stellar game.
Oh my gosh, Paisley was awesome. I mean, how cool, a 13-year-old, and happy birthday to Paisley. What a great day to celebrate your birthday, and thank you for her and her family for joining us on a special day, and what a beautiful job she did.
It's a great day for a birthday, and of course, a great day for some softball. Taking a look around at the weather in Ann Arbor, it is 82 degrees. Wind, not a lot going on here, sitting at 4 miles per hour. As we saw during the home run derby, those balls were muscled over the wall. I know that's something that you paid attention to as a former defender here, Kenzie. It's something that can always amplify or change the look of the ball off the bat. So truly, we're about to see some talents on display for both sides.
Yeah, there's going to be some phenomenal defense, some unreal pitching. I mean, this might be the most stacked pitching lineup that we have. I mean, unbelievable. And then some great hitters. I really don't know who's going to come out on top. I think it's going to be a very balanced game. And that's what's going to be fun about this, is the fact that they are so good. And so it's going to be 1 through 15, because we got 15 players on both sides just absolutely having a day.
You said it there, we don't know what side of the coin will flip. However, pitching will be huge in this one. Taking in the circle first here, we have Grayson LaMarche. She's coming in with a little over 150 innings of work so far on the season. The ERA, that's below 1. Only giving up 21 walks and striking out 338. Only 9 earned runs. Mackenzie, tell us, what can we expect in the circle from a stellar arm?
Yeah, and Grayson LaMarche is going to be taking this same mound in her during her collegiate career. She is going to the University of Michigan, and it is unreal. I just cannot believe what she's going to do, and I'm excited to see what she has in store for us.
We're going to welcome in the third member of our team, Kara Lyles. Kara, tell us what's going on.
Is so it's so fun. They're dancing in the dugouts. They're photos. Really, very lighthearted, but I expect this one for competitive. How well these girls have competed long, but the vibe down here is fun. Is for sure.
Absolutely, Kara. As you know, as a former softballer, this is a game that is so mental. You have to stay light. You have to play freely and loose. As the first pitch is delivered, that'll be a foul ball. Defenders crash towards it. However, the first pitch We'll go that way. Mackenzie, we are already underway. What is it like for you to watch this dream come to fruition?
I can't even explain it. Like, I'm almost in tears up here because it's just something that I and our staff and just all of these girls have deserved and dreamed of, right? And to be on the best of the best and showcase what the state of Michigan has, it's unbelievable. And I'm so thankful for the University of Michigan, for state champs, for Turnin2 and all these players and putting this on.
We feel the exact same way here, Mackenzie. We're about to watch some Sellers softball as the second pitch is delivered. Griffith will watch that one go by.
Yeah, Jaden Griffith is a very dynamic hitter. You saw those first 2 pitches she stood in and she was ready to swing, and now you know with the 2 strikes, she's changing her approach a little bit with her slap, and so she's a kid that can put the ball in play and run hard.
And just like that, LaMarche retires the first batter face, working from the left side of the box. That'll already be 1 down in this fierce competition.
Yeah, and if you're a player, I hope you're watching how the players are interacting with each other coming off the field, because right there, these players don't, yes, they know each other, but they don't play with each other very often, right? There's a lot of different players from a lot of different schools. And right then, you had Jaden Griffith relaying information to Max Zatarsky to make and help her be successful. That's exactly what you want.
Max Zatarsky joining us from Allen Park High School, always putting together a phenomenal team. She's committed to the University of Toledo. She'll watch that first one coming from a ball. Just underneath that one, however, backtracking is Stevens, taking that as Galilei out in left field. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down in a dicey situation there, Kenzie.
Yeah, and again, this is so cool because it's like these players don't know each other, right? And so you're seeing some of the best players on this field and how they're communicating. I mean, obviously, they weren't sure who was going to get it, and right then you saw Go Lightly call it at the end, and Kate Stevens veered off to get out of her way. This was my hope. My hope was they would showcase a quality game of what it's like to be a really good player and what it takes outside of the physical attributes, the intangibles.
Aubrey Jones will get a scrape of that one, however. 1 strike now on the board. Jones swinging a clean .478 over the course of the season, tallying 45 runs herself. Has only walked 29 times. I don't know why I started that with only, Mackenzie. She's somebody who has a phenomenal eye when she's at the plate as the count evens.
Yeah, I was just talking to her mom, and she was just telling me that, like, most of those 29 walks are intentional walks, right? It's just she gets intentionally walking. We saw it. She's our home run derby winner. She can hit it, and she can hit it hard. And so a lot of her 29 walks were intentional, and rightfully so. She deserves that tip of the cap.
Aubrey Jones will watch that one go in. She accepts it. 1-2 count. LaMarche, she sets for the delivery. Hard chopper, that's going to go to Stevens. She turns and gets the out. Wangler with the stretch. And just like that, 3 up, 3 down here for the Stripes.
I can't even talk about how good of a play that was. Like, that was unreal. Atta girl, Kate Stevens.
Well, you know what, I'll tell you, Mackenzie, we're only at the top of the first. We have more action coming everybody's way when we return. We'll see you in just a moment as we get through some of our reads.
Custom athletic apparel meets purpose and pride. From concept to creation, G-Brand helps athletes wear their identity with confidence.
Welcome back. We are here at Carol Hutchins Stadium to bring you the bottom of the first. Already here for this all-star game, we are seeing plenty of action. So far, the defense is taking this one. All right, let's take a look in the circle here. Palazzi gets things going, facing the Stars bats. She brings the offering. Quickly underway. Looks like she'll work in for a first pitch strike.
Yeah, and Caitlin Palazzi is the Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year. She is, if you know her, you know how good she is. She is going to the University of Alabama, and she is just unreal. Unreal. She's a consistent strikeout pitcher, and she just dominates the upper half of the zone.
We said there herself, she is consistent with strikeouts, already with 363 over the course of the season. Looks like she'll add another one to that marking there. I mean, what does that say for both of the pitchers here today, starting with 2 strikeouts?
Yeah, and both of our number 1 hitters are 2 of our best hitters in the state, and so it just shows you the quality of pitching. And again, just like we talked about, now they're relaying information, and that's exactly what we wanted. Ava Goyaley is a phenomenal hitter, and Caitlin got her up in the upper half of the zone. That's what happens when you have a lethal rise like Caitlin does.
Eva Golightly, she is a University of Toledo commit. She is retired. Up next at the plate is Hannah Simcoe from Plymouth High School. She is committed to Bowling Green University and looks as though she's battling through this first at bat with an average of .505 over the course of the regular season. Drawing 9 walks, only striking out once. She's someone, Mackenzie, who oftentimes puts the ball in play. She just continuously is a hard out here for the defenders.
Yeah, she is somebody that, like you see right there, rarely strikes out. She just knows how to barrel up balls. She has great hand-eye coordination. And one of the things about Hannah that makes her so fun to watch is she's so competitive. Like, she is somebody that you want up to bat because she's going to do just that. She's going to fight, and she wants her team to win. And so I'm excited to see her compete against the best because she deserves to be just right here with them, just how competitive she is.
That'll be a hard chopper over to 2. The play is made. Lambert to Merce. And just like that, 2 up, 2 down. But, I mean, that's a tough spot to be in. 0-2 count. You try to put it out with power. And, you know, every now and again, sometimes those hard choppers can sneak through. But we've got a pretty tight defense here on the right side. Lambert at second, Mertz at first. Out in right field is Griffith. Patrolling center field is Max Satarski. Carlson in left. Jones at shortstop, your favorite position, Kenzie, as that one's fouled off, and Carr over on the hot corner, and Hastings behind the dish.
Yeah, I mean, talk about that defense. You're not gonna squirt anything by on this defense, and that's exactly what it is, you know, and that's what we're gonna see great defensive plays, and just what is that gonna look like to get lead outs. I'm excited for this matchup, the Caitlin Palazzi versus Mia Turbo matchup, because they play each other often in the Catholic League, and the Catholic League is a 1-1 count, and so it's going to be really fun to see them in an 0-0 count and what that looks like, because Mia is a true hitter, but Caitlin is, like you're seeing, just one of the best pitchers in the country, and what a great testament to the Catholic League and what they've done to continue to make that competitive.
Another offering to Mia there. That'll be sent over the wall, the ballpark. But as somebody who formerly played in the Catholic League, as you mentioned, you do become very aggressive when you're at the plate. You really try to take advantage of anything sent your way. Coming from Orchard Lake St. Mary's, recently bringing women on campus, as that'll be the first single of this ball game, sent all the way to Satarski out in center field. And just like that, one is aboard here in this stellar matchup, the first of its kind here at the All-Star Game.
And you can see the 2 teammates over in first base talking to each other. They actually play travel ball together, so it's kind of fun. They're both on my team, which again is super fun. But what a good job by Mia. You know, and again, they see each other often. So this was a matchup that they're going to, you know, Mia got her on that one, but Caitlin's gotten her before. What a great matchup overall.
Palazzi will look to shake that one off with a runner aboard. That is driven into the right center gap, and Griffith will make it look easy. One runner is left on base here, but so far so good if you are cheering for the Stripes. When we return, we'll have some more stellar action coming your way as we celebrate 30 of the top athletes here in the state of Michigan in the great sport of softball.
The read? Okay. It's Alpha and Omega.
Alpha and Omega.
Today's fan favorite awards are brought to you by Alpha and Omega Construction. From the beginning to the end, they've got you covered. You're a trusted specialist for roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and more.
It's a tied ball game here at Alumni Field. Both zeros on the board here as we bring you the top of the second. Joining us once again in the circle is LaMarche. We know that later on in the game, you'll see a few different arms cycle through this one, as now Kylie Carr steps up to the plate, coming from Allen Park High School, a commit to the University of Michigan. Mackenzie, this has to be a stellar feeling here playing at her future home.
Yeah, and I just watched Bonnie Thole and Carol Hutchins walk in, and so she's playing, and I think Amanda Chittister is here somewhere, and so how cool to just get the opportunity. Oh, I see them right there behind home plate. They're sitting there watching her perform. You know, what a cool opportunity.
Absolutely, it's an 0-1 count. She'll watch that one go down and away.
We're actually Wolverine on Wolverine right here. LaMarche against Carr, and again, it's super cool to see that they're going to be teammates next year. And I don't know who their roommates are, but they might be roommates too. How fun!
Well, I'll tell you what, this will be a great first story as they get ready for those college days. Joining us again, we have Kara Lyles down on the field alongside Mackenzie Long. My name is Jenna Rose. Once again, thrilled to be putting this on for you, powered by Turnin2 and State Champs. As another one is left for the mitt of Salt. She'll be behind the dish. Taking a look at the defense here today, Wanglers at first, Tribal will be at second. Over at shortstop is Stevens, on the hot corner is Kruger. Another offering sent high, and just like that, the first free pass of the day will be issued. Kylie Carr will take advantage.
So we have Riley Limburger now here at first. We have Ella Vinco sitting at second. We have Ariel Kruger over at short. And it looks like we have Savannah Schultz, our pitcher, over at third. How fun is that?
It's not fun when you're trying to keep score here, Kenzie.
I bet. I'm assuming this is going to be a normal rotation of players.
Well, just like that 0-1 count, one thing that I am certain of is that Sydney Hastings is joining us here at the plate. It'll be a hard chopper over to third, and they're able to get the out over at 2. Carr is retired, trying to advance, and just like that, we're back to having a runner over at first.
Yeah, that was another little Wolverine versus Wolverine action.
Yeah, we'll
the
see
fans
a few of those today, huh?
Yeah, the fans are enjoying a little bit of their own players here soon. How cool is that? Now we have Maddie Anson up to bat. Maddie Anson is an elite hitter. She's somebody that she can go out with a bang. She probably could put one on the baseball field. She just constantly has that power.
Well, we see that power on display. That is rifled foul. However, you can hear the pop all the way from up here in the booth. That's one of my favorite things about the game of softball. When you square up on a ball, it just has that phenomenal rip. And I even like their approach that she's taking too in her dry swings, getting back into the box. She's somebody who's laser focused time and time again.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about this game, right, is that every pitch, there's not going to be a missed pitch, right? And sometimes when you play in high school, you play some of these elite pitchers, and then you go and you play somebody that's throwing 40 or like a position player that has to pitch. And so you're going to see every player locked in from pitch to pitch just because everybody's so good. You have to.
Absolutely, the 1-1. That is going to be rocked deep into the left center gap, and it's over the wall. A 2-run blast. That will get the Stars on the board. start to begin the first ever All-Star game in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and Maddie Anson, man, did you see that ball off the bat? It was unreal. She is somebody that constantly does that. She has 20 home runs on the year, and obviously that doesn't count towards her high school statistics, but now you would count her as 21 on the year. She just absolutely crushes balls. She's going to the University of Kentucky, and she has a really good chance to be a key component, key starter for them in the years to come.
Maddie Anson, she is getting interesting here in this competition. We know there's talent on both sides as we prepare for our next at-bat. But in the meantime, let's check in with Kara Lyles, who's standing with the home run hitter herself.
Hey, how about that? How you feeling after that hit?
That was really good. Felt good right off the bat. That was good.
What were you thinking when you got up in the box, first at bat in this All-Star game? Just what was going through your mind?
I'm just trying to have fun. You know, playing against all these really great athletes, and I'm just trying to have fun out there.
What is the mindset coming into a game like this? Are you trying to have fun? Are you ready to compete? What were you guys thinking?
Oh, I'm always ready to compete, but I'm also, of course, just trying to have fun, playing with all of these girls I've played against my entire life, and just trying to have a good game out here.
Did you know it right off the bat?
Yeah.
Great hit, great start to this game.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karen. Of course, to our home run hitter, Maddie Anson, joining us from the dugout. Up next is Anna Carlson, who's a state champ softball player of the year, Mackenzie. We were talking about her class, congratulating her teammates as that one is scooped up by the shortstop. But I mean, to celebrate your teammates, to celebrate those that you're joining with and building chemistry here, she's truly a class act.
Yeah, and congratulations, Maddie Anson. That was a good ball. Yeah, Anna is a class act. I mean, she's the first one. They're going on vacation here soon, and she's like, how do I get some balls in a bucket of tea down there? That is exactly what she wants. Maine is getting a good player. Next, right behind her is her best friend, Marissa Mertz. They're two of the best players that, you know, they just love each other, they care about each other, and that's what you see against all over. You see teammates, travel ball teammates, former travel ball teammates just here and just having some fun, like Maddie Anson said.
And these teams know how to click initially off the bat as they've been competing against each other over the years. Again, some similarities or same teams played as Mertz will launch that one high. Bit of a spill over there by the third baseman, but that'll be spilled back into fair territory.
It's so fun being up here and listening to the crowd. You hear the oohs, the ahs, the crazy, you know, because that was a good play over there by Savannah Schultz. She just ran out of room, but the ball off the bat of Maddie, you can hear all of them. It's so fun to be up here and hear the crowd and all the young players here.
Most certainly so. This will go to a 1-1 count. Lamarche with the offering. That is sent high into right field. And it looks as though Gardner will make the stab. And just like that, 2 runs on the board, courtesy of the Stars here. When we return, the Stripes look to answer back.
2 runs on 1 hit.
Are you interested in a sports management degree? At Lawrence Technological University, your vision of competing college athletics can be your reality. LTU offers varsity sports for men and women while studying for a world-class undergraduate degree. Scholarships are available at lturecruityourself.com.
Thank you so much, Maria. We are so proud to have all of our sponsors here today and join us in doing something legendary as we highlight 30 of the top athletes here across the state of Michigan in the great game of softball. Like Palazzi warming up in the circle here, nothing but smiles. I think this team welcomes a challenge as they prepare to face some of the best bats, not just here in the high school game, but also across the nation. We've talked about some of those numbers. Ava Gardner will be joining us here, coming out of Hudsonville. She's currently uncommitted, but through 130 at-bats, she has a 569 batting average.
Yeah, Ava Gardner is one of the best. She was actually committed to the Purdue-Fort Wayne, and unfortunately Purdue-Fort Wayne ended up canceling their softball program, and so now she's on the market again, and whoever gets her is getting a legit player. I mean, I watched her absolutely go yard in the semifinal game for Hudsonville. She creamed up ball. I bet it was like 75, 80 miles per off the bat. It went into the Red Cedar at Michigan State. It was unreal. She's a player that somebody's going to get very, very lucky that they're going to get her.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that just continues to show her grit and determination, right? And facing these obstacles, she's someone who's going to do a phenomenal job whatever team she ends up for, and someone who does it in the classroom as well. The Gardner at the plate. Following her, it'll be Stevens, Hensley, and then potentially LaMarche. She's going to send that one over to number 9, who will get the out over at 1. Stroups helping out Lambert in this one.
See very good defensive plays right here. Just staying down, good arm slots. You got some new defensive players out there. We have Elle Stoops over at first.
And that's one of the things that can always be a little dicey as you're going through these defensive changes. But I think it's something that just says a lot about the talent that we have here today, that they can interchange so seamlessly and continue to make plays.
Yeah, I mean, you have Jessica Nelson over at third base, and she's also known for her pitching, but she's a great defensive player and a great hitter, and she's actually in this game as a utility player because that's exactly what she is. And so that's the fun part about this game, is that you're going to see so many different players in different positions, and it's going to be hard to keep track of, but there's some really good players out there.
Well, we certainly are going to try to do our best as we take a look around here today. Happy fans joining us in the ballpark, the next generation as well. We're seeing a couple of travel teams' names donned on a few jerseys here. As the count now goes to 2-2. Here at the plate here, what are you thinking against a pitcher like Palazzi, Kenzie?
Well, you know, Kate Stevens and Caitlin Palazzi are actually travel ball teammates, and so they know each other well, and she's usually the one behind her at shortstop, and she's the one that made the phenomenal defensive play over at shortstop. But Kate is a hitter. She is comfortable with 2 strikes, and so I have no doubt in there she's shortening up and going to find a way to put the ball in play because that's what she does.
Stevens is actually going to watch that one come in high. She'll take that free pass and tries to hype up the crowd. Looks as though that'll be the first walk drawn here, courtesy of the Stripes. Stevens, coming out of Stony Creek High School, the University of Maryland commit. She'll be cheering on Aubrey Hensley, who's now joining us at the plate. 1 runner aboard.
Yeah, Aubrey Hensley's another unreal hitter. Oh, I think it just got Coach Thole in the back. She's laughing at Coach Carol Hutchins right next to her, but I think it just got him. 2 of the best coaches in the country, and they dodge it.
Hey, you know what? They're going to have a good time, right? They're putting the mitts aside.
Yeah, you can see right next to her is Sarah Jasinga from Central Michigan, and they're her, you know, a former Wolverine, and now, you know, the soon-to-be coach of a few of these players, including Charlie Lambert over at second base.
Deep breaths taken all around the defense here. Palazzi sets. Now it's going to be golfed into left field. It'll drop down. Runners will advance to second and now at first. And just like that, we now have a ball game. Looking to answer back here, we have the Stripes.
Yeah, and now you have the pitcher who has the opportunity to kind of get some runs back for her. Grayson LaMarche, and she's a good pitcher, but she is a really, really good hitter, and she has batting over 500 on the year and just one of the best players that come out of Escanaba.
She certainly is no joke. However, she'll miss that one. That'll be a first pitch strike courtesy of Palazzi. Now, you weren't kidding about those numbers. 547 batting average, 19 doubles, 2 triples, and 7 homers as all the runners will return to their bases.
Yeah, and what makes Palazzi so good is you're seeing that right now. You have runners on first and second, and now she's just pounding the zone. She's not even going to give them a chance. She's like, nope, I got it, and she is just pounding it.
With that, that'll be her second K on the day. Previously retiring Ava Golightly, the first batter she faced in this game. Now down to batter number 8. This will bring up Ella Vinko, who traditionally would round out this order. However, it's the All-Star game. We've got 15 batters per side as Ella will watch that one come in.
Yeah, and behind the plate we have Sydney Hastings, and Sydney Hastings is Caitlin Palazzi's catcher. They have been a duo, a dynamic duo, one of the most elite batteries in the country for a really long time, and it's fun to see because right there you see Palazzi airing it out a little bit, but you know, Sydney working hard back there for her.
Stevens getting comfortable at 2, taking a pretty large lead there. Runners on first and second, only 1 down. 2 down.
It's a good swing for a 2-0 count. I do like the big hack because if she gets it, it's probably going over the scoreboard. And you know, now it's just 2-1. She's still in a really good leverage count. And good job by Caitlin Palazzi to make a pitch low in the zone to get a strike.
Another swing and miss. This is an opportunity that they're hoping to capitalize here on. If you're a Stripes fan, this is no easy matchup, facing 15 of the most talented players in the state, but they've got some tricks up their own sleeve as Rico's going to leave that one. Third strikeout so far for Palazzi, and this one, Mackenzie, we've got a lot in store for fans today that are joining us here on the broadcast, and I think we're off to that kind of start.
Presented by Wilson Sporting Goods, a global leader in elite performance gear, featuring Evo Shield for protection, Louisville Slugger for legacy, and DeMarni for innovation and power. Together, these brands fuel champions.
Wilson Sports, the global leader in elite performance gear, featuring Evo Shield for protection, Global Slugger for legacy, and DeMarni for innovation and power. Together, these brands fuel champions.
All right, everybody, getting an awesome glimpse through the kid cam over there out on the field. As Saltz is going to fire down to 2. Now, Mackenzie, do you see any changes here defensively as we get ready for another inning?
I think we're back to the, oh, I do. I see Riley Limburger's now at second base. Riley's also known for pitching, so that's kind of fun. You got some movement out in the outfield. They're just moving around, I think. Ava Golightly's moving to right. You have Hannah Simcoe moving to left.
Well, nothing wrong with that. We want to give everybody some equal time here as we move around and get ready for another phenomenal inning. And here comes the first offering here. That'll be sent high in the sky. Underneath it is going to be the right fielder. And boom, Golightly gets the out.
And you also have Ava Gardner over in center field. So the outfielder's moving around a little bit. You saw Golightly make a play in left field in the first inning. Now she's doing the same thing over in right field.
So that was Ella Stoops that we saw fly out to right. Joining us now is Brinkley Eckerman at the plate. A swing and miss there. LaMarche will still be in the circle representing the Stripes so far as we bring you the top of the third. No easy task taking on the Livonia Stevens grab. That'll be rifled all the way into center field. Dropping to the knee is Gardner. She'll bring that one in. Hard chopper will snake through.
Yeah, that's what Brinley Eckerman's done all year for Livonia Stevenson. She's batting .514 on the year. She just puts the ball in play. She's been consistent for them, and she's somebody that does that often. Finds the middle and just drives it back up the middle.
Charlie Lambert out of Farmington Hills Mercies now at the plate. She's going to send that one deep. It'll go into left field with a diving attempt to Stinko. And that's going to roll fair just like that. Runners on first and second here, Mackenzie.
Yeah, what a good effort by Hannah. You know, and again, just they're finding ways to put the ball in play. They're just, right away, they're just getting ready to attack. They have a plan against the March, and you're seeing that they're looking to attack early, and they know that these pitchers are elite. So you might not get, you know, a lot of pitches to the zone if they get ahead on you. And so you just see right away they're getting ready to drive, and you saw that right there with Kendall Penny up to bat.
That was an amazing attempt over by Simcoe out in left field, getting the white uniform dirty. Joining us now, Kendall Penny, committed to Manhattan University. Want to see some movement on the base paths here now. Runners on first and second, only one down in this competition, top of 3.
I wonder if they talk to each other, like we're going to steal some bases, or we're going to do some hit and run situations, or anything like that. That would be kind of fun to see.
Well, you know, that does bring me to a point that we need to talk about here, Kenzie. Let's talk about the coaching staff, because we are bringing in individuals who have done phenomenal work over the course of not just this season, but last. Representing Gaylord High School, we have Ron Mogenberg, and of course for Everett High School, it's Sean Gray. But tell us a little bit about why they're chosen and the previous success of their programs.
Yeah, that's exactly it, their success of their program. Both of these coaches specifically, you have, actually Greg Jones is here to represent Gaylord, as Ron Mogenberg was unable to attend, but they both of them went on and won a state championship. You had you have Ron or Greg over there at third base, and he was the assistant coach at Gaylord, and they won the Division II last year. And then you have Sean Gray over at first base, and Sean Gray won with Everett at the Division III level. And so both just really good job and just been staple programs in our entire state.
They certainly have been. Here's a 2-2 offering. Another K on the day. This will only be the second here for LaMarche, but somebody who just continues to put her best foot forward. Like you said, it's kind of curious to think about what could be happening in the dugout. Now we're at the point in the lineup here where we're going to continue to roll on through. We have 15 batters to get through. We are on to number 12. This is Jessica Nelson.
Yeah, and Jessica Nelson is also going to go to Oakland University, so she has a teammate with her over there with Marissa Mertz, and she is a really good hitter, and she's a really good pitcher. She's actually here as a utility player because she just does so many good things as a whole, as a player as a whole.
Nelson will pop that one high, and looks as though Wangler will get the out over in foul territory. Unable to put another run on the board in this one. However, they are still leading 2-0. The Stripes look to answer after this. We'll return with some more fabulous softball after the break.
Alliance Fast Pitch is a national player development platform that supports athletes through structured competition, ranking, and recruiting exposure. It connects regional leagues into a nationwide network built to elevate the youth game and prepare players for the next level.
Thank you so much, Maria. Once again, we have so many phenomenal sponsors joining in on the fun as we bring you the inaugural softball all-star game. First of its kind, it's powered by Turnin2 softball, and of course, say CHAMPS. We're thrilled that you're joining us here on the broadcast. As we dial in, and we see Palazzi still in the circle representing her squad. I'm sure a few defensive changes here. We have Mers joining us back at first base in this one.
Yeah, this will actually be Caitlin Palazzi's last inning, and it was Grayson LaMarche's last inning. They both got 3 each, so that's super fun. And then from there, we'll have our pitchers will be another signed innings. But up to bat, you have Ariel Kruger, and she's committed to Duke University. I mean, how cool is that? She's going to be one day going and playing for the Blue Devils in the ACC.
Oh, it's spectacular, and you know, you're somebody where you get to witness this firsthand, right? You're so involved in the high school game. You have so many players that are under your watch that you continue to help develop, especially as the director of player development here for Turnin2. And it just must be so rewarding, not just for you, but for the families, for the coaches, and of course all these players to see these talents on display.
Yeah, and I talked to a lot of the players before the game, and one of the things they were most excited about is to be on the field again together. They all grew up, they're all seniors, they're all 20-25, so they grew up playing against each other, with each other. I know some of them, they were talking about being on an 8U, 9U team together, and you see 8U, 9U teams here, and you're like, oh, one day that could be you, and that was what was exciting, as you can tell that's what they were looking forward to, is just the fun, the social aspect of it, the competitive aspect of it. You know, we know that this game is for fun and we're doing it to showcase, but if you ask them, oh, they want to win, and they're ready to compete, and I'm sure that's happening with Caitlin Palazzi and Ariel Kruger.
Well, I was about to say, speaking of wanting to win, Ariel Kruger, she's staying alive in this one. It's a 1-2 count now. However, unable to get a piece of that one. Courtesy of Palazzi, already 4 Ks over the course of this competition to continue to dominate and keep these bats silent. What does that say about her capabilities?
Yeah, she's going to be really good in the SEC in years to come, and that's going to be a name you want to look out for, and a name that I hope these players, like one day when they're here and they get to see on TV, maybe one day in the World Series, some of these kids, and I no doubt Caitlin one day will be on the mound for the University of Alabama, doing a good job of leading them to maybe a potential another SEC title in the future. They've been somebody that's dominated the SEC, and so it'll be good to see them back up top if Caitlin continues to grow and pound the zone like she does.
Palazzi keeping these bats only to 2 hits over the course of this competition. Taking a breather is Kennedy Wangler stepping out of the box, had a batting average of .441 from the regular season. Coming out of Gaylord High School, committed to Ferris State University. She'll bring her barrel around, but Just like that, it'll be called another strikeout. Mackenzie, the total just keeps adding up.
Yeah, and we knew Caitlin was good, and so it's fun to see her at this level. She is just relentless on the mound, and she's somebody that does it really well, and so it's super cool to see at this elite level.
Absolutely. Well, another challenge is manifesting itself in Savannah Schultz at the plate. Somebody who's another pitcher-hitter combo, which is pretty rare to see across the state of Michigan, but to see players truly excel in that fashion, that unique understanding of the strike zone, and truly just bring their A game into every aspect. It's truly phenomenal.
Yeah, and Savannah Schultz is, man, I can't wait to see her at the University of Detroit Mercy. I think she's going to do a really good job in the Horizon League. She ended up getting hurt during her recruiting period, and so kudos to Detroit Mercy on jumping on her, because she is somebody that has a chance to make a huge impact, not only in the box but on the mound and defensively. We saw her over at third base, and so she really is a true utility.
Another swing and miss, courtesy of Palazzi. Taking a look at the Stars out in the field, I feel, might always be an adjustment playing on a college field. So when you think from your perspective, having this great view up here from the press box, how do you feel about their defensive alignment? Do you feel these players have adjusted very quickly to playing at this kind of park?
Yeah, one of the things I saw the outfielders do, which I love, is they ran out, and I saw the center fielder do this, is when she went out to the block M, she actually ran to the distance of the fence to see how far she was and how many steps she needed to take. And so you can see right away they're already adapting to the dimensions of the field. This is a very fast field. I remember playing on this field, and the dirt is fast, and so is the outfield because it's turf. And so understanding the speed of which you have to play, and that's why they're as good as they are, because they are making those adjustments while the game is happening.
Well, after back-to-back Ks, look like the pitcher herself is going to take the free pass down to one. I believe this is the second walk of the day issued by Palazzi. Now as Savannah Schultz stands at first, this will bring around Riley Limburger. I know she's someone you've been singing her praises. I mean, we've been doing that for every single player here because, hello, it's the All-Star game, but I know that she definitely is someone who just continues to shine in every facet of the game.
Yeah, so she's going to Kennesaw State, and she is somebody, again, is another pitcher. You see two pitcher-hitter duos right here, and she was in our home run derby. She absolutely crushes balls. She's a pull-side hitter, so if you get her one on the inside half, you know, whoever's over in left field might want to be ready. I think it looks like Maddie Anson out there, so she might want to be ready because she's definitely a pull-side hitter.
Well, looking to set the stage here, we have Limburger. Schultz is over at first. 2 down here. We appreciate you joining us here at the top of 3. All right, now we're bringing you the bottom of the 4th. We're going to take a brief pause, though, and send it down to Kara Lyles, who has an interview for us. Kara, over to you.
Caitlin, 3 scored innings, 5 strikeouts. How are you feeling out there on the mound?
Here with these people, and these are amazing, so fun.
Helmet on, batting gloves are going on. What's the step out there to the box?
Fun play.
Expecting something big out of you. Good luck.
Kara, we're going to send it over to Maria for a few reads.
Presented by Athletes Go Live, changing the way the game is shared by connecting talent and opportunity, passion with recognition, and every game with a global audience. Stream every inning, every play. Download the Athletes Go Live app today.
Stream every inning, every play. Download the Athletes Go Live.
All right, everybody, we are bringing you the first ever All-Star matchup, which means we're going to see another arm enter the circle here today for the Stripes. We've got Jaden Goes, committed to Louisville, only 6 earned runs, has an ERA of .32, 18-2 on the year, and of course boasting 228 strikeouts. I mean, these strikeout totals that we're seeing across the board, Kenzie, they are lethal, but what makes Goes such an artist whenever she steps in the circle?
Yeah, she is somebody that throws in-game 69, 68, 69. She has levers in her arm, moves, and it comes in on you hard. You know, there's a difference between velocity and perceived velocity. Because she has such good RPMs on her ball, which is rotation metrics, it comes in harder than you think it is. And so when she's throwing 69, it feels even faster than that, which is insane. She's probably going to break the 70s in college, and she's going to be a pivotal piece for the University of Louisville.
Well, it's really exciting to see those leaps and bounds as well as the collegiate level because, as you mentioned, she's been able to do phenomenal work when it comes to her velo and other aspects of her game. So very excited to see what happens as she makes that leap. Joining us now at the box, it's Caitlin Palazzi taking a break from pitching and coming in to try to do some damage on the offensive side of things.
Yeah, and she's a really good hitter, too. We talk a lot about her defense, but she's a good hitter, and from my understanding, she has a chance to really be competitive in the box for University of Alabama as well. And so Coach Pat Murphy might have a two-way hitter coming her way, two-way player like a Jordy Ball or Nyjah Kennedy coming her way.
Well, Palazzi, she's going to use that plate discipline to take first base. That'll be the first walk of Goes in our first at-bat. She'll look to shake that off as she now welcomes Katie Shuboy.
Yeah, and Katie Shuboy just won a state championship for Richmond. She was unreal during playoffs. I mean, absolutely lights out, and we'll see her on the mound again later today.
One ball, no strikes. Here for Goes. Again, it's one of those things you have to shake off a bit of the rust, shake off the nerves, but really, she knows how to change those speeds as that one's going to be lifted over to left, just barely inside of the line there. We were talking about mixes of velocities quickly, but seems as though Shuboy was able to adjust.
Yeah, she did a good job of staying on that ball and getting her barrel through the zone. That was a hard off speed because she throws so hard, and so her ability to stay on that ball and get length through her barrel. My favorite part about all this is just looking around and seeing everybody talk to each other. Like, I'm looking over and Mia is talking to Caitlin and Kate Stevens is talking to Shuboy, and it's just so much fun to see how fun they're having and just them communicating to each other.
It's a major part of the game. They're acting like a team. The bunt goes down. Runner will be safe over at first, and now bases are loaded for the Stars. Griffith getting the job done with a bunt single.
Yeah, what a good job. I mean, you knew she was probably going to bunt. You had runners on first and second, and how selfless, right? We're in a all-star game, and she's showing off her speed, but also doing a good job of moving runners. And so now it'll be interesting to see what we have with the bases loaded right here.
Griffith makes this interesting part of the game. That pass ball will leave an opportunity for Palazzi. She will slide in, and just like that, a run is added to the board here in this amazing all-star game.
Look at that. I love it. Palazzi, who is absolutely dominating on the mound, is now showing her diversity on the bases and just going for it. This is the fun, right? This is what we don't always see is because of the fear of just being out, right? And now they get to just go have fun. Just enjoy it, and if she was out, she was out. No big deal. It'll be interesting to see what Mac does here because Mac is a very speedy runner too, so I can definitely see her bunting for base hit also.
Well, Satarski has good connection, however, wrong direction. It'll go foul. Runners are at second and third scoring position. As you mentioned there, Satarski is not shy to boasting power coming from Allen Park High School.
Yeah, and Mac is somebody, like, the defense is doing a good job of giving her some some credit because although she's a slapper, she does have gap power, and so you want to make sure that if she puts it in the wall and you're in, she has a speed for an inside the park home run. So I love the respect that the outfielders are giving her, knowing that she's fast, but she also has some pop in her bat in the slap side.
We previously talked about some of the adjustments that defenders had to make, specifically the outfielders playing in a collegiate ballpark. 222 straightaway center, 200 on either side as Satarski leaves that one high. I'm sure special for each and every one of these players, maybe more so for those that are committed to play for the University of Michigan, but nonetheless, such an exciting opportunity, the first of its kind here for the 2025 All-Star Game. Goes with the pitch, Satarski's just on top of it. That'll go back behind the plate.
Yeah, and Mac's a hard kid to strike out. She doesn't go down easy, and so this is going to be a battle for Jaden, and Jaden and Mac know each other well. They've played with each other, they've played against each other, they both play for the Beverly Bandits. Two different teams, but they both play for the Bandits right now, and so they really know each other well, so this is a fun matchup for them.
2-2 Satarski just underneath it. It could be a souvenir for a lucky fan as it'll roll throughout the bleachers. You kiddos joining us here today. I always love the excitement as they chase down those foul balls or potentially a few home runs. I know we saw that two-run shot courtesy of Maddie Anson earlier in this contest. Satarski will have the hard chopper. It'll be fielded by the second baseman. Stevens with the stretch. They will call her safe. Your reaction, Mackenzie?
I don't know. That's a close one. I mean, Mac is fast, so that was a really close play. And a good play by Mia working inside the lane. You know, that's a hard play for the second baseman. I think it was close, and so kudos and good job by the umpire for being in the right position.
I have to give credit where credit is due. We have phenomenal umpires due to the work they've done over the years, and of course this past season are joining us for a historic moment as we have runners on the corners, only one down.
I have to imagine Mac is thinking about stealing here. She is a base threat, and she is somebody that steals bases often, and so I have no doubt at some point you're going to see her running, and so it'll be interesting to see what the defense does and if they set up any first and third plays.
That one is going to be a rocket. It'll go in the left center gap. One run will score. Griffith crosses the plate. After her, we have Katie Shoeboy. And boy, oh boy, we are just padding to this ball game. Looks as though the Stars have put up 4 in this inning alone.
Yeah, that's a good ball by Aubrey Jones, and we saw it in the home run derby. That's what she does, is she just barrels up balls. And that ball got off her bat quick, and you had 2 of the fastest players in this game on base with Max Satarski and Jaden Griffith, and so you have no doubt they were getting ready to roll.
Looks as though this will bring up Kylie Carr. Aubrey Jones over at 2. Carr will watch it go. Jones a pretty comfortable lead over at 2.
Yeah, and Ghost is facing the heart of the lineup, but now they're coming second time through, and they're getting comfortable.
Speaking of comfortable, Kylie Cars dials that one up and sends it into the bleachers over the right center wall. The second 2-run shot of the ball game, courtesy of the Stars.
Gosh, you're just seeing the dynamic ability of these players, and look at Kylie Carr is going to do that in years to come. She is a Wolverine through and through. She is somebody that's you're going to see that a lot, Wolverine fans, so I hope you get excited to see that ball pop into the right field stands.
Now, you had a very interesting point there, Kenzie, that this is the second part of the lineup as well as we go in with this replay of that 2-run shot. What really stands out to you here?
Yeah, you just see that she just turns on it. She doesn't, it's not big. I mean, we just talked about how Ghost provides the power. She throws 67, 68, 69, and so you really just have to turn on it. And that's exactly what Kylie Carr did.
This will bring up Sydney Hastings, the future Wolverine herself. Seems as though Kara Lyles has an interview for us. Kara, who do you have?
Yeah, Jenna, I'm here with the future Wolverine herself, Kylie Carr, that just went absolutely bomb here. Kylie, Did you know that one as soon as you hit it?
As soon as I hit it, yeah, I knew. It came off my bat, hit the sweet spot, and I was like, yep, that's the one.
We've got so many fans here to watch here at University of Michigan where you're headed this fall. Just how much more special does that make this game for you?
It makes it so special, like, especially because all my coaches are here, and it's just like, it feels good to like not show off, but like show that I am capable of doing that.
You are, everybody out here on this field is. Just how special is it to play with so many talented girls and really just come out and have a good time together?
Yeah, I mean, 2 of these talented girls are going to be my future teammates, so that's amazing. My whole family's here. It's just like a great experience, and it feels really good to just show off to them.
Kylie, thank you so much. Great hit.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kara. Taking a look at the board now, 8-0 in favor of the Stars.
Yeah, now you have the home run hitter back up to bat with Maddie Anson, who took a ball deep over the Wilson sign over left center field.
All right, back-to-back Wolverines having action in the box. Kylie Carr with that 2-run shot. You see there Sydney Hastings with the single, able to get over to 1 there. It seems as though she kind of hesitated on the missed throw. I think that was good for her to stay over at 1, wanting to make another opportunity for this team as Anson prepares. Going is Hastings. She'll be down and in. Blue says safe.
Yeah, and Hastings has like over 50 stolen bases on the year. That's something she does, and you know, you don't expect it because she's a catcher and she's a power hitter, and so you don't expect it, but that's what she does. And look at that. I mean, Aubrey Hensley behind the plate has a strong arm, and you have Kruger at shortstop taking that tag, and so for her to have the confidence to do that, love it.
That'll be called a strike on Anson. That'll be another K on the day here for these arms. However, first that we're going to see, courtesy of Goes, who's trying to settle back into this one after a few big key hits from the Stars. This will send up number 14.
Yeah, Anna Carlson, the state champs player of the year. She led, I mean, we're seeing how good all these players are, and she led all of them in almost every offensive statistic. The only one she was in second was RBIs, and she was second out of all the 30. And she just had a year, and she plays at Division I high school, so she plays at a school that competes against the best.
Well, those RBIs may come in handy in this instance for the player of the year. Over at 2, that's where we have Sydney Hastings. And this feels like it's been an explosive inning for the bottom of the 4th. However, a few things are going on.
Yeah, some really good hitters, right? And like we talked about, it's the second time through, and so now these hitters are getting comfortable. They're getting excited. They were amped up. I talked to a few of them before the game, and they were just, you could tell the nerves were, I mean, I was nervous for them, and so it's kind of fun to see that now they're settling in and they're just playing ball now.
The strike courtesy Goes. It's a full count now, only with 1 down, runner on second.
Yeah, Anna has 20 home runs on the year, and she actually has a lot of them with 2 strikes. She's actually a really good, dynamic 2-strike hitter, as you see right there, her fouling it off. That's something that she does really well, and that's something why she batted .635 on the year, is because she's dynamic with 2 strikes, and the ability to foul things off and get a pitch that she can drive is what she's really good at.
Carlson swinging .635 over the course of the year. An outfielder by trade will send a hard chopper back to Goes, who will get the out over at 1. Stevens will check the runner. Hastings will park it over at 3. Out the ground out, this will send up Marissa Mertz.
33, Marissa Mertz.
I like the Mers
yes.
by our PA. We got to add some drama here. The Stars are just doing a phenomenal job on both sides of the ball. That'll be launched over into the right center gap. Hastings will score. The ball will be retrieved and fired in. And the Stripes just looking to stop the bleeding here. However, the Stars are just going to continue to find success.
Yeah, that's a hard hit ball by Mers. And Jaden Ghost and Marissa Mers know each other really well, and so that's a really good ball. Getting her barrel on top and just absolutely driving it. That's one of the things that we're seeing a lot of right here is just exit velocity coming off the bat. I mean, it's actually unreal.
Number 8,
9 hits so far for the Stars here today. As Ghost prepares. In comes the offering. Mers won't get too big of a lead over at 2. Ella Stoops now joining us here in the box.
Yeah, and it just doesn't get easier. Ella Stoops batted over 600 on the year. She is a really good hitter. She hits against the best, and she does it. She did it all year at Livonia Stevenson, and she did it against some of the best pitchers in our state, and we're seeing it again right here. And so it just doesn't get easier through the lineup.
I was going to say it's pretty tough too, because not only are batters making different adjustments to their pitchers, but the arms have to have a separate game plan. So when you're taking on the top talent in the state, is there just an overarching message for these arms, or what would you say?
Yeah, what's hard about this is, and it's just like when you go and play in college, right? Is when you play in college, you're facing, and what I try to tell our kids, and any kid I get the opportunity to have the privilege to be able to communicate with and set them up for the next level is, when you're on your high school, you're going to the University of Michigan, or Jaden's goes to the University of Louisville. She is going there, and she's the only one. But when you get to college or on this field, it's everybody. Everybody's going there. So when Jaden goes to the University of Louisville, everybody's going to the University of Louisville. Everybody is good.
It'll be a hard job over to Vinko. She'll scoop it and fire down to Stevens. It'll be another out. When we return, we'll be bringing you some more softball. The Stripes will be trading the gloves for the barrels, hoping to barrel something up. Only 2 hits so far on the day for the Stripes. Let's see if they can capitalize at the plate after a quick break.
Power up your passion to a professional level by enrolling in one of Specs at LTU 1-year Media Art Certificate programs. Broadcasting, digital media, and graphic design. Start today by logging on to ltu.edu/specs.
And we still have a program for sale. Carol King, Carol Fisher, there as well. Check out the QR code.
Welcome back, everybody, as we bring you the bottom of the 4th inning. Jaden Goes will have to be coming in to round out this lineup for the Stripes. We saw her previously in the circle there as the Stars just continue to pound the strike zone. I like that warm up there. It kind of reminds me of a Happy Gilmore swing. Kenzie?
Yeah, she's been doing that since I think she's been 11. It's so fun to see. She has those long levers, and so obviously this is her opportunity to kind of showcase her hitting ability. She has a chance to get some runs back right here, at least start the opportunity to start a rally for the Stripes team. Now we have Aubrey Jones on the mound. Aubrey Jones, she's actually not known for her pitching, but she's one of the best pitchers in the state. She won last year's State Champs Player of the Year, and she won it as a pitcher and a hitter.
Always enjoyed those pitcher-on-pitcher matchups. Jones with the offering. You can just see that uptick in velocity, too. It's fascinating that you say that she's a player that's not known for that ability, even though she just continues to garner recognition.
Yeah, I mean, she's stature-wise, she's strong, and so she throws over 70 overhand, and she hits mid-60s pitching, and so I don't expect to see her on the mound at Oklahoma State, but you never know. She has a possibility because she's so good, and Coach Kenny Gajewski could use her if because of her ability to throw at, like you saw right there, just an elite level.
Her first appearance in this All-Star game, that'll end in a strikeout, sending back the opposing pitcher, Aubrey Jones. Will now welcome another threat to the box. This is Ava Lightly. She struck out in her first appearance here at the top of the first, bottom of 1. And as a leadoff batter, you always have a job to do as you set the tone and begin these games. She's had an opportunity to see a couple of bats go through at this point. However, now there's a new challenge presenting itself in Aubrey Jones, as you mentioned, a player that has a slew of accolades here. What do you try to do when your team is facing this major deficit?
Yeah, you just want to get it started, right? You just want to show that we're good. You know you face Caitlin Palazzi, probably the best pitcher in the state. She's ranked #1 overall in the country. So now you know she's off the mound. And so now it's just settle in, take a deep breath. Now, just like we talked about with Team Stars, this is the second time through. So now they should be able to have some fun.
Gliding with the off-speed pitch will send that directly into the glove of Max Satarski.
Her future teammate.
Showing off that phenomenal glove. And I mean, that's not the first time we've seen Satarski make an attempt to lay out to make a snag. How about that, Kens?
Yeah, rocket on rocket right there. Look at that. I mean, that is a good ball. And that's something, again, Mac's done her entire career. She is good at that. She's confident. And it was a good ball to do it on because it's a ball that was lifted in the air. And so if it bounced, it wasn't going to go through very hard. But a good job by Ava Golightly. That was an off-speed pitch by Aubrey Jones, and she kept her hands back in. And for the most part, that's a hit in most games, in most situations. You just have elite defense out there, especially when you have Max Satarski in right field.
Most certainly. That'll bring this around now. Looks as though Hannah Simcoe is joining us at the plate. Working for the back of the box. She's going to launch that one up straight away center. Fielding on the hop is the center fielder. And just like that, one runner aboard.
Yeah, and you can see now they're starting to get the confidence, right? And yes, there's 2 outs, but you had 2 good balls back to back. That's a great ball by Simcoe, hitting that ball back up the middle. You can see them having fun over at first base with Ella Stoops and Hannah Simcoe. It's just so fun to see. And now you have Mia Tribble up to bat, who had a hit against Caitlin Palazzi.
Hard hit ball, Lambert will make the catch, just jumping over the lip of the grass. And just like that, the threat is stopped. It's been an exciting ball game here as we bring you the first ever All-Star game across the great state of Michigan here in the sport of softball. We'll take a brief break here. However, 9-0, the Stars are leading this one.
Presented by Alliance Fast Pitch, delivering development opportunities from first-time players to elite competitors through a unified national structure and athlete-first values.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Congratulations to ticket number 57, Allison Malloy. She won the Blast Motion Center, courtesy of Blast Motion. Please head to the main tent, play your ride.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change in the circle. This is Savannah Schultz, 00, coming in for Ghost.
Yeah, and Savannah Schultz plays for Grambling. She is a great pitcher. I mean, she's going to be a great pitcher next year for the University of Detroit Mercy. She just has a strong presence on the mound and controls the zone very, very well.
Sub-zero ERA, over 240 K so far on the year. As you mentioned, she'll be a phenomenal addition to that crew at the University of Detroit Mercy. Infield will gather. They'll meet in the circle. Let's take a look here for the Stars. Seems as though we'll have Brinley Eckerman joining us here at the plate. Here comes the first pitch from Schultz. That'll be a 1-0.
Leading off, number 20, Jessica Nelson.
Top of the fifth, here's the 1-0 pitch. Working back in for a strike is Schultz, doing what she continues to do best.
Brindley Ackerman.
Brinley Ackerman coming out of Livonia Stevens High School. Will be competing for Northwood University.
Yeah, and what a good pickup by the Northwood University. I mean, she's a good hitter, and so she does a lot of really good things on the field, and it's going to be fun to see what she does next year in the GMAC at Northwood.
1-2 count here for Brinley Ackerman. Schultz sets for the delivery. Working it high in the zone, drawing a swing and a miss. That'll be an out here, courtesy of Schultz.
Yeah, good job by Savannah Schultz, just coming in and just commanding back. You know, obviously they gave up 7 runs in the top half of the fourth, and so really just doing a good job of coming back in, settling it down. You know, there's some really good hitters on Team Stripes, so they're not out. They can score some runs, and they can score in bunches, as we saw that with 7 with Team Stars, and so they're not out, so good job by Savannah.
We have Charlie Lambert now at the plate representing the Stars, and I love the neon pink gloves. I think that just makes her hands look that much faster as she works through the zone. I know hand-eye coordination is such a major part of the game of softball, and it's a skill that all these players excel at across the field. With 1 down, Schultz works high in the zone once again. Looks like, though, it'll be a 1-1 count.
Yeah, Charlie Lambert actually plays high school with a few of the players on this field, including Caitlin Plazier, Mercy. And so, again, we're talking about the Catholic League. The Catholic League is very well represented in this game, and just shows the dominance that they continue to have all around.
Charlie Lambert, she's going to Central Michigan University, and the best recruiting advice she has for younger players is to be patient and make sure you love everything about the school, down to the coaches, the team, the culture, and academics. She always has a great example outside of the field as try to run that one down. That'll be out number 2.
Yeah, and look at that. I mean, Savannah Schultz just coming in and just pounding the zone. That's what Savannah's good at, and we're seeing a lot of power pitchers in this game, where pitchers that throw hard and throw up in the zone, and that's not what Savannah does. And you're just seeing just how good you can be and effective you can be if you spin the ball well and you spot your pitches, and that's exactly what's happening. Is she's just doing a good job at throwing the ball where she wants it to go and just spotting it well.
Next will be Kendall Penny, coming from 3 Rivers High School. Penny looking to overcome this challenge that has been presented in Schultz. Thinks about it, will leave it. That'll be a strike.
Yeah, Kendall Penny. She's actually our spotlight player for the Alliance, and we talked to the Alliance, which is a governing body in travel ball. And Kendall Penny is actually on what you call SAC, which is in college. It's Student Athlete Advisory Committee, and she actually represents the entire country at the travel ball level. There's like 10 or so on them, and she's one of them, one of the reps, and she is a leader. She is one of the most selfless teammates you'll ever get the opportunity to. I get the opportunity, lucky enough to coach her, but the opportunity for her, she's rooting for every kid out here. Like, she is probably the biggest fan of all 29 of them, and that's exactly why she was chosen for the leadership role, and she represents the entire country at the leadership level for Alliance.
It's really fun to take a look at her profile here. You guys have facilitated awesome programs for the first of its kind, as Penny will watch that one come in for a strike. Another K, courtesy of Schultz in the circle. 2 strikeouts in her first appearance here. We are ready to rock and roll. Soon we'll be able to find out some more, courtesy of Kara. Take it away.
Savannah, your first inning of work, we're able to put a 0 up on there on the board. Just how do you feel after that first inning?
I feel really great. I mean, in the bullpen, I just really focus on taking my time through my pitch, because in these high-pressure situations, I like to rush myself. So it's just really focusing on slowing myself down and just staying calm through my pitch.
What is your mindset going up against some of the best hitters throughout the state of Michigan? Just what is the mindset when you step out there on the mound?
Avoid mistakes at all costs. Like, sometimes that means like forcing a pitch a little too outside, but just especially when I get up in the count, just trying to keep it away from the plate, because during school ball, I think I would put the ball on the plate even in an 0-2 count. So just staying mindful through the whole entire at-bat and like just keeping it away and not trying not to cross up my catcher. So
You're good. Just how fun has this entire day been for you and your team here?
I think it's really exciting. I mean, getting to play the best people in the state, I think it really makes you elevate your game. It makes you excited for college, like knowing that this is what it's going to be like. So,
Savannah, thank you so much. Great first inning out there.
thank you.
Jenna?
Thank you so much, Kara. Phenomenal interview there with Sydney Schultz. And I mean, she was electric in this outing, and it's so fun to have the opportunity to interview these players, Mackenzie, and just hear about their perspective, what they're trying to do, how mindful they are of their teammates. And just the progression over the last couple of years, they put time in, on and off the field, and it just continues to pay off.
Oh my God, I love her answers. Like, I want to clip them and put them all over social media because that is what this is, and that's what we try to get all players to acknowledge. And when I read through the game day program and I read the recruiting advice or the advice to the younger players or what Savannah just said, is that's exactly it. And you can tell they're finally getting it, right? Is throwing a ball off the zone, like forcing the pitch too further out. Sometimes we chase perfection and then we get too perfect and now a ball is right down the middle and you see it sailing over the fence. And so I loved her answers. I think that was phenomenal and good for her. And that is why she's so dominant. And that is why she's going to be an elite level pitcher at the University of Detroit Mercy, because of exactly her mindset right there.
I think that's why the phrase striving for excellence rather than perfection is always good to keep in mind, not just but in the game of softball, but also in what we do day to day in our lives, as it's a 1-0 count.
When you heard her right there, right, she was talking about she knows herself. She knows that in high pressure situations she gets amped up and she starts to go fast. And so I try, as always, one of my favorite things to tell all players is you got to know your strengths and you also got to know your weaknesses. And it's okay to have weaknesses, but just know that. And then how do you settle yourself back in? So in Savannah's case, she said she gets amped up and she moves fast. Okay, no big deal. We're going to learn how to settle back down.
Penny won't be able to stop that one, or pardon, Jones. That'll be sent back over to the pitcher.
Look at that, right off the mound, and Aubrey Jones is back at shortstop. Just a dynamic player, but good job by Charlie Lambert, by Bree Saltz, Bree Saltz for getting that ball back up the middle.
In the circle, we have Katie Shoeboy joining us in this competition here. Around her, we have Mertz over at first, Carr at second, Jones over at short, and Stoops over on the hot corner. With one runner aboard, no down. This sets the stage here. Bree Saltz over at first, Ava Gardner at the plate. But it makes something happen here for the Stripes.
Yeah, and it's fun to see them come back up because they're just like we saw with Team Stars, is they're going to flip the lineup as well. They're a good hitting team and some of the best hitters in our state. And so it's going to be fun to see what they do when they flip the lineup. We're already seeing that with Bree Saltz, and now we're looking with Ava Gardner up to bat.
Ava Gardner, a stellar talent in her own right, a .569 batting average. 54 RBI so far on the season. She looks as though she wants to turn the key in the ignition of that swing, but she'll hold off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom of 5. Saltz over at 1, no down. That'll be a rocket. It'll break through the infield. A bit of a dribbler there, but Sitarski will bring it back in. Saltz now at 2 and Gardner with the single.
Yeah, you see them both sides right back up the middle. So that's a good sign for Team Stripes, is now they're finding their groove, they're finding momentum, and they have a really good batter up to bat in Kate Stevens, who had a really, really good, solid year. Her best year so far, and she just absolutely dominated at the plate.
Yeah, you aren't kidding there. A batting average of .540. Able to do so with 17 doubles, 8 triples, and 13 home runs. And whenever I see triples, I feel like that just says so much about their speed, agility, and their IQ with her on the base pass, too. That's not an easy combo to have.
No, and if you know Kate, you know she loves to run. Like, wouldn't surprise me if you see her get on. Obviously, there'll be runners in front of her if possible, but she loves to steal bases, too. She is an elite level runner. She's somebody that likes to do all the little things right. And she's a good hitter, but she practices defense just as much as she practices hitting, and she loves base running. And so sometimes we get players that just loves one aspect of the game, and you're seeing that with her in all aspects.
0-1 is popped up to Penny. She'll come out from behind the dish, makes the grab. Runners, of course, will stay put. It'll be one down in this one as Penny gives a wave to the camera there. We got the kid cam out back there. I love it. I love the goofiness that softball players have too, right? And, you know, as you said at the beginning of this broadcast, this is all about having fun. That one will be sent high.
Ooh, we're going to make a good play right here. Atta girl. Good job by Maddie Anson coming over in foul territory.
Anson will make the grab. That'll retire Aubrey Hensley. This will now bring up Grace Lamar. She pitched the first 3 innings of this game for her squad, Stripes.
Look at all those stickers around her helmet. That's how you know what an impact she
Right.
was at Escanaba. I mean, holy smokes. Oh, watch it. Oh, little girl over there. I thought she was going to get nailed in the back of the head.
Always have to be vigilant when you join us at the ballpark, which we are so thrilled that you're tuning in here with State Champs. This game is powered by Turnin2 softball, and of course, our friends at SC. As that one is low in the dirt. LaMarche regrets swinging at that one. We're at Carroll Hutchins Stadium. She joined us here for the game today. A few players for the University of Michigan have taken to the field. Coach Hutchins leaving a stellar career behind, but we know she still comes to almost every home game.
Yeah,
for the Maize and Blue.
Saw her walking around with her dog, Hutch. She's actually over there in the right field corner. She's mainstay, one of the best coaches to ever coach, and so what a cool opportunity to do this in front of her.
Oh, absolutely, especially if you're the Stars. Leading this ball game 9-0. We'll be back in a moment.
Turnin2 Softball is a proud sponsor of the State Champs Softball Player of the Year Award. Cast your vote for the top 10 at statechampsnetwork.com. And we have Blast Motion. This inning is presented by Blast Motion, providing motion analysis and performance insights that redefine the way athletes train, recruit, and develop their game.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you for joining us here. 9-0 ball game in favor of the Stars for the inaugural All-Star game taking place in the state of Michigan for the great game of softball. 30 of the top talent in the state joining us in this one. And Mackenzie, taking a look at that scoreboard there, 9 runs off of 9 hits. Stripes able to put 5 in play, however, unsuccessful with changing that 0 on the board.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting runners on, and one of the things that we saw right away for Team Stars is that they got a bunt and they got on with a bunt, and so it'd be fun to see. The Team Stripes have some really, really fast players on the team, so it'd be fun to see them start to kind of create some chaos the next time they come up to bat.
Kruger fires down from the hot corner to get the out over in tandem with Wangler. That's going to retire Jessica Nelson out of Divine Child High School. Caitlin Palazzi joins us back at the plate here today. We saw her pitch the first 3 innings of this ball game.
Yeah, she's just like everything, and we're seeing pitchers all over, right? You're seeing Jaden Ghost over in right
Jenna,
field.
I can say something.
And so you're just seeing it all over, just the dominance that they're having on the field and in the box.
Most certainly. We're going to send it down to our friend Kara Lyles on the field. Kara, tune on in.
Yeah, no, well, you talked about it. The Stripes are down 9-0, but you would not even be able to tell standing down here in the dugout. I mean, the vibes are still so high. They're having so much fun. They're cheering for each other, really just having a good time. And I know Ken has talked about it since we started this entire year. This is what it's all about. It's having fun. And hey, I think we're in for a little bit more fun in these last 2 innings here.
That'll be a rocket courtesy of Palazzi. However, patrolling center field Looks as though number 20, Ava Gardner, is able to make the snag. Thank you for being our eyes and ears out there on the field, Kara. I think that's so important in the game of softball. It's such a mental sport. You have to stay loose, you have to stay fun. And I know that's something that you preach day in and day out as a director of player development at T2 here, Mackenzie.
Yeah, this is, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a game. And that's what we're here for, is to have fun, and you're going to develop into some awesome people, and that's exactly what we're seeing in all 30 of these people. Everybody I talk to, they're just such good people. And when you put the game in perspective, that's what you're able to see is the person over the player, and so exactly that. Thanks, Kara, for showing us the vibe, because it's so fun, and it doesn't surprise me one bit knowing the players on Team Stripes.
0-2 count now. We see there that Sydney Schultz, she is no stranger to this situation here. Pardon Savannah Schultz, as she works in the offering. And just like that, going down looking at Shoeboy, another strikeout courtesy of the star pitcher. Joined by her teammates, heading into the dugout, celebrations all around. Now it's time for the Stripes to try and do some damage, manufacture some runs, as we've talked about. 5 hits so far in the ballgame, but just unable to do anything with that momentum. Let's see what they're able to respond with now when we return.
When you choose Verizon, you partner with people who put your business first. Visit your local Verizon store today to learn more about our reliable voice and business collaboration services.
Welcome back, everybody. We are bringing you some more stellar action today. Again, this is the inaugural All-Star Game in 2025. First time anything like this has ever been done. We've also seen some more records go down in the books today. We talked about Anna Carlson. She is now the Player of the Year. First time in 10 years a position player has gotten that accolade. I don't think we've talked about it yet, Mackenzie, but what does that just say about her abilities, not only offensively but defensively?
You know, I was going through, and we had a full committee go through all the stats, and I got the opportunity to present the stats to everybody on the committee, and you know, it was almost unanimous, like, because of what she's done. It was like, I mean, how, like, to be able to lead everybody on this field in batting average, but then to do it also with the power that she had, and a 2.21 OPS is actually insane. And so, I mean, she did it all year. She did it against some of the best competition, right? And some of the teams that we know that are phenomenal, and we saw that. She did, you know, when they played some of these team players that are on this field, she was, you know, batted over 600 against the best of the best, and so she definitely deserves it, and it's fun to see a position player for the first time since 2015 win the award.
It most certainly is, and I think it's also indicative of how the game is changing, right? I think there's such an emphasis on being able to field those balls cleanly, also to be able to dominate in the plate. We're seeing different strategies that are being implemented, and it's really fun just to also see what's happening in the circle. Already we have Shoeboy joining us there now.
Well, one of the things, too, we looked at was that this year the NCAA had 3 players up for Player of the Year at the collegiate level. They had Bree Ellis, they had Nija Kennedy, and they had Jordy Ball. And we all know Jordy Ball had 23 home runs. She had under 1 ERA. And then we all know Nija Kennedy, right? The $1 million arm, who rightfully so, right? And then you had Bree Ellis, like, who put up unreal numbers. And the winner actually was Bree Ellis. And so it just shows what we're looking at. And, you know, when we saw that, we're like, okay, in comparison, she did very, very good. And there's no doubt in my mind, in our committee's mind, that she's the Player of the Year.
Ariel Kruger, that'll be a deep fly out over to center field. That'll be another out here, 2 down, as we bring you some more action in the bottom of the 6th. The Stripes trying to claw back from a 9-0 deficit. Having 5 hits so far on the game, actually 1 defensive error on their end. And watching that go by, that'll be number 22, Kennedy Wangler. Kennedy, we've seen her at a few different positions here in the infield, primarily at first base on the corner.
Yeah.
Delivery from Shoeboy will sail high.
Kennedy Wengler's going to Ferris State, and Ferris State, what a good pickup. I can't wait to watch Ferris State play because you got right here, Ferris State on Ferris State, you know, and Shoeboy is a phenomenal pitcher, and so I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the years to come because it is unreal the amount of talent that's going to Ferris State, and they're doing a good job on the recruiting trails.
They most certainly are, and something we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast is that is rifled over to Joan. She'll fire over to Mers and get the out. It's just the fact that these Midwest kids, they have a different kind of grid. It's a different ball game over here. It's fun to see how it maybe changes and adapts over in different parts of the U.S. But in the meantime, we're about to take a brief break before we get into some more All-Star action.
Image 360 delivers bold signage and graphic solutions from eye-catching vehicle wraps to wayfinding, banners, and more right here in Brighton. Whether you're indoors or out, they bring brands to life with exceptional support.
Right here in Brighton. Whether you're indoors or out, they bring big brands to life with exceptional support.
Welcome back, everybody. 9-0 ball game in favor of the Stars. The Stripes looking to stop the bleeding here. They face another challenge here in Jaden Griffiths. She's the original leadoff bat here in this game. Had the bunt single early on that helped set the tone. Bases loaded, able to bring around all three. That was earlier in this one during the fourth inning. That's where we saw the Stars put up 7. Not shy to display that speed, but Savannah Schultz not shy to paint those corners and keep bats guessing.
Yes, and it's so fun to see Savannah Schultz come in and just pound the zone. I mean, she's been unreal. I don't know if anybody's gotten on against her. She's been so good.
No balls, 1 strike. Offering to Griffiths. She'll make an attempt at that one. That'll be sent over to the netting, bouncing back in fair territory. And so far, we've seen a few pitchers really just have a few numbers here throughout the lineup, but truly, Savannah Schultz just truly continues to, play this game and bring her ace.
Yeah, and that's what she's done again all year. And this is a tough task because now she's got the top of the lineup up, and I mean, you see it right there. I mean, Jaden Griffith is, I would expect her to go 3 right now. She's speed and power and a stand-up triple. I mean, so this is going to be a tall task for Savannah, but a really good piece of hitting by Jaden Griffith, and she's going to the University of Virginia, and they got a good player, a player that can hit, that can slap, that can bump for a hit, and is elite in the outfield.
Yeah, you certainly said it there. A batting average of .632 over the course of the regular season, putting those wheels to use now. A triple, a very scary threat anytime she steps up to the plate. This will now bring in the outfielder, Max Sitarski, now with a runner on 3. Hoping to bring her around.
Yeah, and Max Sitarski, this is a tough task for Savannah, and I know she's up for it because she's a great pitcher. Mac is just a good contact hitter, so it'll be interesting to see the way the defense plays this because you, again, have 2 of the fastest players with Jaden and Max.
Bit of a bobble over at 2. Sitarski will be safe at 1, and just like that, Griffith will cross the plate. That'll be the 10th run of this ball game. Is this anything that you could have foreseen here, Kenzie? I mean, we knew that we have both lineups completely stacked with talent, but I think maybe pitching might be an issue on the Stripes side of things.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. It's one of those games where you could flip a coin and, one person can go 500 and one person can go, be over. And so it's one of those things where, I didn't know what it was going to look like, but you definitely have some elite hitters on both sides. But we're seeing it right here with the team stars. I mean, Aubrey Jones is unreal. She absolutely crushes the ball.
She wasted no time in that at-bat, barreling it up, sending it over to right. We could see that Satarski kind of wanted that one back. She had a big leadoff rounding 2. Held off, however, the throw was offline from the outfield, so could have been an opportunity for her to stand at 3. However, it's tough in those positions. You're running, you're moving around, you never know how the ball's going to land.
Number 17.
This is now going to bring up Kylie Carr, number 17 out of Allen Park, playing at our future home turf here for the University of Michigan. Future Wolverine now at the plate with runners at first and second. That'll be a first pitch strike there for Savannah Schultz, working with no outs, runners on first and second. Mackenzie said it best, it's just one of those games where the bats truly have been firing on all cylinders for the Stars. As the 0-1 comes in.
Yes, they have absolutely been firing on all cylinders, and you can see that they're doing it together. And that's what I love, is they're constantly finding ways to compete together, and that's what you want to see at this elite level, and that's hard to do when you don't know everybody, and so it's really fun to see them just vibe, really just feed off each other and vibe.
This team certainly is passing the bats around as Carr sets here for the offering. 1-1 spills to 2 balls, 1 strike. Kylie Carr, batting average of .568 over the year. 9 walks, struck out 7 times. She just consistently puts the ball in play and is a hard out.
Yeah, and that's a really good pitch right there by Savannah Schultz. You can see she's doing a good job of mixing it up, like she said in her interview, just knowing that she doesn't want it to be too perfect, and that was hard with the 2-1 count. When you lead with the 2-1 count, you want to be careful as a pitcher because you don't want to get into the hole, and so really good job by Savannah to get a strike there.
Savannah doing what she can for her crew, donning the stripes, something that we've brought up before in the broadcast is just how phenomenal that these uniforms have been. Another shout out to G Brand USA for not only putting the logo of the schools they're committed to, but highlighting the individual athlete and having quick turnaround times to make this vision come to life for our team here at Turnin2 Softball and of course state champs. So very much appreciate them looking at the next generation of dominant collegiate players.
Yeah, huge shout out to G Brand. The uniforms look great. I love the vision on the stripes and the stars, like how cool the faded background. So thanks to Brian and his G Brand crew.
Kylie Carr will send that deep into left center. It'll be a bit of a bobble. Satarski, she's going to move from 2. Jones goes, well, over to 2. Satarski's at 3, and eager was Carr to make her way over, but however, these runners will keep her put.
That's a good piece of hitting by Carr. She had 2 strikes, a 3-2 count, so a really good job of battling, and then she just drives oppo. We saw her pull side power with her home run, and then she just takes a good pitch oppo.
Matt Satarski at 3rd. Following her is Jones at 2, Kylie Carr at 1. Perfect opportunity here for the Stars just to continue to add damage. A 10-0 ball game. Savannah Schultz sets in the circle. Plate number 18, Sydney Hastings, future Wolverine, will foul that one off. While Savannah's doing everything she can in the circle, we've talked about she's trying to keep, batters off balance. She's throwing competitive pitches. This is a team that just continues to barrel up balls. What needs to happen here?
Yeah, I think she needs to just drive middle, right? Because you have runners on, and you have somebody with speed on third and second and first. So you have somebody with speed. So just getting a ball down allows the base runners to kind of do their thing, and that's what Sydney's known for. She has home run pop, but she's known for putting balls in plays and has a ton of RBIs on the year.
Here comes the 1-1 to Hastings. That'll be a strike.
It's a good pitch by Schultz. Just trying to do a good job of getting it on the outside, and you can see it's taxing. It is emotionally taxing to throw against this amount of hitters all the time. And so this is a great preparation for players when they go into the next level, is because this is what it's like.
Bit of a check swing there. That'll be sent back to home. Satarski will be forced out at the plate. Good heads-up play there by Schultz.
Yeah, super good demeanor there. And, you know, one of the things that we're seeing at the collegiate level is pitchers unable to throw the ball. And with all of our pitchers also beating defensive players, we saw Schultz earlier in the game playing third base. That's an easy play for her. And I love Aubrey Hensley's decision behind the plate to just hold it, knowing that Hastings has speed and getting up the line fast versus going for the double play.
Maddie Ensign now joins the ball game. She's previously introduced herself in this one. That was that 2-run blast that really just opened this one up for the Stars. She'll watch that one. 1 ball, no strikes, only 1 down, bases loaded.
Yeah, and you can see the defense is back, so it'll be interesting to see what their decision here is, knowing that they're down by 10. You know, just get outs, right? Like, let's just get back in the dugout, have some fun, and get an out. And so, ooh, I like that idea by Hensley. Atta girl. I love it, knowing that Hastings over there is taking a big lead. I mean, what a really, really good, smart play by Aubrey and getting in connection with Ariel Kruger over at first base.
It's one of those things, too, where you're coming in facing elite competition. You know your teammates are equal parts elite, so heads up there by Kruger to try to help out her catcher behind the dish.
Yeah, and I hope the players in the stadium are looking, and I hope the players watching on our broadcast are watching that, because that is, I love that by Aubrey Hensley. When your team is struggling and you have the opportunity to maybe sneak an out, go for it. Like, why not, right? Especially when you have Ariel Kruger, who is known as a middle infielder, third baseman, so she's got elite hands over at first base. Like, why not? Why not go for it, and why not just absolutely try to steal an out? And that's exactly what they did, and it was pretty close. And so kudos to Aubrey Hensley for having the courage and the confidence to make that throw.
I love it, the courage and the confidence to do that. You have to keep these runners guessing. Just because you're down in this ballgame does not mean you are out. A big swing and a miss from the home run hitter, Anson. She goes down, sent back to the dugout. That'll bring around number 14 and Anna Carlson, the player of the year in all of Michigan softball.
Yeah, that's a good pitch by Schultz. One of the things that Schultz was doing early on was working down in the zone and then working horizontal, and now she comes up in the zone. And so when you're facing the best players in the state, that's exactly what you got to do, is move it around and become not guess. You can't. You got to leave them not knowing what you're going to do. And so I love that she's now working more vertical in the zone versus horizontal.
Well, it's the top of the 7th now. 2 down, bases loaded. Player of the year is at the plate. It's not an easy situation to come into, especially when you've seen Savannah Schultz. She's just someone who continues, you know, to put up a fight. Even though these bats have been able to bring their barrels around it, that doesn't mean that she's someone that doesn't have a few tricks up her sleeve. She comes in for the 1-1. Carlson will leave it.
It's a good take. That's a really good pitch by Schultz. You can see she's doing a good job of spotting it. And you got to be careful knowing that there's bases loaded and you have the player of the year up to bat. I mean, Anna's a lead hitter, and so good job by Savannah by making sure that she stays away from the zone.
Carlson will send that one out of play. Nobody gets hurt over here in the stands, and a young T2 fan able to get a souvenir.
I love it. Look at all those fans over there with the T2 uniforms. And like you said, we're seeing it all the different organizations represented around here.
Carlson having one of the top batting averages here in the state of Michigan, .635 on the season. She'll take a moment, becoming one with the bat. Gets in her rhythm and timing by showing the barrel, pulls back. She's just underneath it and unable to get it is Vinko over at third. Carlson has another opportunity at life here. This is such a moment that you welcome as a batter, right? You like these high pressure situations, 2 down, runners, well, literally on all bases. Pressure is a privilege in this sport.
It is, and you're seeing the battle right here, both by Schultz and Carlson. It's a really good job. And it's just, like, now we're starting to see everybody calm down, and it's super fun to see the competitiveness come out. And I love when you look around the field how much everybody's talking to each other. And this is a privilege for both of them, and I love the competitive at-bat that they're having.
Full count. Here's the offering from Schultz. Anna Carlson just underneath that one. It'll slam into the plastic seats over to the left. Some more T2 girls. You guys are just everywhere, Mackenzie, here at this ballpark.
That's what I was hoping for. Super fun to see.
They get extra credit if they come out here, or what's going on?
No, but kudos to them. Honestly, I love it.
There we go, students of the game.
Exactly, that's what we were hoping for.
With the put away, it's Schultz. Carlson will send the rocket back over to center. And just like that, 2 runs will score. Carlson will take a late cue to go over to 2. They'll fire around. That'll set up another opportunity for a runner to come in. Bases are cleared except for Carlson herself, bringing in 3. How about that, Mackenzie?
Oh my gosh, and I'm up here trying to coach. I'm like, what are you doing? Go to second base.
Well,
I love
she
it.
can see you. The window's open.
I know,
You're
like,
waving
hey,
around.
go.
Got the bright red on. Well, at the end of the day, she got the job done. She's now standing at 2. 4 runs, able to cross the plate here in the top of the 7th. The Stars are absolutely relentless at the plate. We've already been singing the praises of Savannah Schultz, and while they've been able to barrel up some of her pitches, we just know that she is also a fierce competitor in this one. This will bring up Marissa Mertz. We've seen her at first a lot in this competition. Batting average .562 over the course of the year.
Yeah, Mertz has the home run power again, and so we're seeing teammates back-to-back in the travel ball world with Anna and now Mertz. And it's so fun to see them out there because I know how much they care and celebrate each other, and just like all of these players, you know, and that's what I love about this.
Well, Marissa Mertz, we actually saw her get to the 3rd round of that home run derby that kicked off this event. 7 home runs in the first round, 7 in the second, and then capped off the day with 4, ultimately falling to Aubrey Jones, the Oklahoma State University commit. But Mertz displays that power. She has the plate discipline, and balls just jump off her bat. So for a player like her in an 0-2 count, what do you believe her mentality is?
Yeah, she's somebody that likes to chase high. And so my hope her approach would be is to see the ball down, knowing her and knowing I know she knows herself, is just to look for balls down in the zone and drive a ball down and get her barrel above the pitch up in the zone. I do like that her approach is she's really steady, and you can see she's comfortable in there. And Savannah's doing a good job of mixing it up and working around her a little bit, and I like that approach as well.
The 0-2 pitch to Mertz. She'll watch it go by. Runner will hold up over at 2. Carlson staying aggressive on the base paths. Mertz will be a future Golden Grizzly representing Oakland University on the field here today. Graduate of Milford High School. A rocket sent over to center field. A nice diving stop. She'll fire it back in. But man, these outfielders have been putting on a clinic here today. We've seen a few nice diving grabs, some good attempts, and just really putting your body on the line to ensure that as the last line of defense, you stop the runners from advancing.
What a really good play out there by Hannah Simcoe. If that ball gets by her, that's at least a double, and you never know with the padded walls, and so really, really good job.
Alice Stoops joins in on the fun for this ball game, hoping to keep the inning alive for the Stars. Once again, able to put up 5 over the course of this one, courtesy of that RBI single from Mertz. 14-0, you know, that might not be a score that we see all too often here at this ballpark here for Carol Hutchins Stadium. A lot of tough competition in the Big Ten for the Wolverines. Schultz will take that deep breath as she works back from behind the rubber. Steps on now with the 1-1 count.
What a girl. That's a good ball by Stoops. I know it's going to stay in the park, but she did a good job of getting her barrel on top of that ball. What a good inning by Stars.
Most certainly, it's been a phenomenal ball game, courtesy of them. However, the Stripes, they are facing a major deficit, down by 14 runs. Let's see what they can do as we bring you the bottom of the 7th for the inaugural All-Star game in the state of Michigan across high school softball. 30 of the state's top talent competing here today.
Tonight's game is proudly powered by Turnin2 Softball, one of the nation's premier player development programs committed to building champions and leaders on and off the field. With over 325 college commits and a relentless focus on training, exposure, and character, Turnin2 continues to shape the future of fast-pitch softball. We're proud to power tonight's all-star experience.
Now pitching, guard number 20, Jessica Nelson.
Thank you so much, Maria. Kenzie, I saw you nodding along to that Turnin2, talking about your mission statement and doing phenomenal work. Thank you for being a major factor in bringing us this amazing competition. This is something that players, parents, and of course coaches have dreamed about for years, and finally it's come to fruition, and we're here for the bottom of the 7th. We know it'll be a phenomenal fight by the stripes in this one, but overall, just what are your emotions at this point in the day?
Oh my gosh, I just sit here and I'm just like in awe. I'm just in awe of everything it took to come together, and just so thankful that we get the opportunity to do this, and so thankful that, you know, just everybody here and what it took to come together and just make this event exactly what it should be for these players. They deserve to be celebrated, they deserve to be honored, and I'm so glad and thankful that we get to do that. And our mission statement is exactly that. We care about the people, and we're so thankful that we get to celebrate the people on this field today.
Joining us now in the circle, that is Jessica Nelson. This will be one of the first times that we see her join us from in the circle in this game. Nelson, I mean, not only does she get it done in the circle, but also when she's batting. I mean, a .495 average over the course of the year. I think that says a lot about her.
Yeah, and how fun that she's coming in to pitch. She's actually here for a utility player, so I love that she's getting an opportunity to get on the mound.
That one will sail high, but, you know, getting some adjustments, getting acclimated, it's not an easy situation to be in. I mean, obviously, when it comes to run support that these Stars arms have received over the course of the game, it's paid dividends. But never an easy feeling going up against some elite bats. I think it's just come down to it being infectious, right? That's what hitting can be. So it all is about who starts that spark, who can ignite it. And hopefully, I think this team is rooting for who's in the box now, 0-0.
Yeah, look at that, Savannah Schultz doing it on both sides, in the box and on the mound, and she's an elite level hitter.
Nelson to Schultz. Schultz will rocket that into center. An amazing attempt at a diving play. However, unable to hold on to that one was Griffith. But we have to talk about the Brownies that these outfielders have here, Mackenzie. They've just been laying it all on the line here tonight.
Oh my gosh, and you're seeing it with all the players and how what they're doing. They're just going out and going hard for it, and I love it.
We're going to send it down to Kara Lyles down on the field. You have quite the view down there today, Kara.
Yeah, I do have the view down here, but I'm here with Natalie Donald. Unfortunately, got hurt about midway through this high school season. Natalie, just tell us how your recovery is going with this injury.
Yeah, it's been a process, but it's healing.
You're still here at this All-Star game. Just how important was it for you to still be a part of such an amazing event here?
Yeah, truly not. Just all these great athletes, and it's been really neat to watch them all compete alongside each other.
What has this day been like for you? Kind of just being able to watch everything and kind of acting as a coach here today.
Yeah, it's been super cool. I feel like it's bettered me as a player just to see all the competition and just to see that like I might play some of these girls next year on the like bigger stage. So it's been super cool, and it's been really inspiring to see what some of the other girls have done and the way that they compete and just learning some stuff from them.
Well, Natalie, congratulations on such an amazing career, and we hope you have a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kara. Absolutely love that you took the time to speak with Natalie Donaldson. Unfortunately, we don't get to watch her compete today, but out of DeWitt High School, committed to the University of Georgia. I mean, time and time again, she has been relentless whenever she stepped into the box into any single game of the year. So we are so grateful that she's still joining us and participating, because she's somebody who deserves to be recognized for her hard work over the years. One of her favorite memories in her high school career was winning districts during her junior season. As that one is sent deep into left field. That'll be ricocheted off the wall. The run will score. Schultz will cross the plate. And just like that, at the final minute, the Stripes are able to get on the board.
Oh my goodness, and just like that, Riley Limburger is a pull hitter like we talked about, and that thing was scorched off the bat. What a great piece of hitting by Riley, and I'm excited to see her do that at Kennesaw State because she has a really good swing, and she does it often, and she's had a lot of clutch moments through her high school career and walk-off opportunities, and she's a kid that she could be 0 for 3 and you would never know by her demeanor. Her best hit might always be her 3rd, 4th, 5th at bat, and that's because of her composure and demeanor in the box.
The 7th hit of the ball game for the Stripes will result in 1 run, courtesy of Limburger. The pitcher, Savannah Schultz, has been able to do it all. Crosses the plate. This now sets the stage for number 52 on this crew.
And I got to go back and talk about Natalie Donaldson for a second. I mean, if you know her, you love her. She is a great kid, and she is somebody that cares deeply. Hopefully the players are okay. They're getting stuck over on the defensive side. Looks like there's something sticking out of the dugout over there. She's got to get used to that because she's going to be here playing. And so I'm glad to see that she's okay and she's up and good and laughing it off. But back to Natalie. I mean, it's a bummer she got hurt because she was somebody that could have been up for the Player of the Year. She got hurt in like the 2nd week, and she already had 2 home runs, 2 triples. She was batting like .640 on the year, and I mean, she is a phenomenal kid, and Georgia is getting one of the best players, but one of the best people, most hardworking people, and I'm just so thankful she still took the opportunity to come out despite her injury.
Absolutely, as Goes is now at the plate. The runner will advance over to 3. I think this is a lot about her team mentality and wanting to share this moment with everybody. It was kind of the commentary that she's been acting as coach, shared by Kara down in this facility. But I think that says a lot, too, that she's still involved, right? She's seeing what's happening on the base pass. She's keeping track of what's happening in the circle, as Goes will send that one high and over the ballpark.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. She's a good little coach down there. She actually gives hitting lessons at Turnin2. She plays for Tennessee Mojo down in Tennessee, but she still gives back and gives lessons to little girls. And I know there's so many little girls here that one of them tried her uniform on because they were so excited that she was playing in this game. And I have no doubt when we have a meet and greet, she'll have a line of kids because of what she's done in the community.
It's truly wonderful to hear, and I love that, Mackenzie, you can shine light on these things that are happening outside of the field because it's so important in the sport, and not just that, but women uplifting women, right? I think that's so important in today's culture, and just continue to be a good person outside of the game. As we see there, that one is fouled off. She barely missed that stepping back out. That is Ava Golightly.
Yeah, and I love your point about women uplifting women, and that's exactly what I preach to all the players. Is when you walk into a room, you deserve to be there. You deserve to be there, and we're going to celebrate everybody that's there. And so, no doubt, women uplifting women, and it's fun to see at this game.
Carr will fire that one down to first. Out is Ava Golightly. However, the runner will remain over at 3. Limburger with that scorcher, bringing around Savannah Schultz for the lone run of the game of the Stripes. Now down to the final out is the crew. And now we have Simcoe at the plate.
Yeah, and Simcoe had a good base hit up the middle in her last at bat, so she's somebody that can definitely keep this offense rolling and keep it fun and light for the Stars, and I know no doubt she's competitive in the box right now. She wants to score that run.
A swing and a miss there by Simcoe, staying aggressive at the plate. But Nelson, as you mentioned, coming in as a utility player, finally able to get some reps in the circle today. The runner on 3. Good stop there from behind the dish by the catcher. With a 14-1 lead, you don't want to give up any other runs. Nelson sets in the circle for the 1-2. Simcoe, the hard chopper over to Carr. She'll gun it down to first. And just like that, the Stars win this one 14-1 over the Stripes. This is the first ever Michigan softball all-star game. And in 2025, the Stars take it in a landslide. Just going through the roster for you all one more time. Jaden Griffith, Max Satarski, Aubrey Jones, Kylie Carr, Sydney Hastings, Maddie Anson, Anna Carlson, Marissa Mertz, Ella Stoops, Brinley Eckerman, Charlie Lambert, Kendall Penny, Jessica Nelson, Caitlin Palazzi, and Katie Shoeboy. The 15 players making up this crew taking the inaugural game. How about that, everybody? We are here at Carol Hutchins Stadium witnessing history take place. Stars able to get it done. 14 runs off of 14 hits for the Stripes, 1 run off of 7. We're taking a look around here today. Lots of smiles all across the field, no matter what team you're representing, either the Stripes or the Stars. There are smiles, there are hugs, and a few tears as this senior season comes to a close and high schools are in the rear view. Coming up, we have so many collegiate memories to be made for each and every player. Of course, we have to give a major shout out to Turnin2 softball and state champs for making this game happen. It has been something that has been in the dreams of some important folks for quite some time, down to the coaches, players, families, and all fans of this phenomenal sport. One last thank you to G Brand USA. They brought us tonight's game gear. Custom athletic apparel meets purpose and pride for that crew. From concept to creation, G Brand helps athletes wear their identity with confidence. We're going to send it down over to Kara Lyles now with a quick interview after that stellar win. Kara, take it away.
Jaden Griffith representing the Stars here, a landslide victory for your team. Just how fun was this experience today?
I had a great time playing with these girls, meeting everyone from different parts of the state because I don't usually see any of these girls in my day-to-day high school, and I had a great time.
Just what was it like coming all together today? There was no practice from what I understand, so just how well you guys meshed to put on such a show today. How well did that work out for you guys?
It worked out fantastically. I mean, looking at the score, it looked great.
Well, just to see how full the stadium was today, there were so many little softball players here watching you girls. Just how much more special does that make it, knowing you guys have an impact on them?
It shows that they're going to be us, and it's coming, and that we're such an inspiration to them, and that's exciting.
You have been so much fun to watch the entire season. Jaden, good luck with all of your future endeavors, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jenna?
Thank you so much, Kara Lyles. That was Jaden Griffiths. She'll be taking the next step in her career at the University of Virginia, previously from Williamston High School. Now, in just a moment, our amazing analyst and director of player development at T2, Mackenzie Long, former shortstop for MSU, will be taking over as we have a few more awards to give away here. We will take a brief break from the booth until that moment.
All right, can you hear me? Okay. So what an awesome game by everybody. It was actually really hard to pick the defensive and offensive game of or player of the game just because we saw, what a show. But this year, the defensive player of the year presented by Eco Shield, the Deebrini offensive player of the year is Kylie Carr. Gosh, and the defense, what an unreal defensive showing that we had. But this year, the defensive player of the game presented by Game Shield
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to today's event, the first ever of its kind, the 2025 Michigan High School Softball All-Star Game. We appreciate you tuning in, helping grow the sport, and supporting the 30 amazing players that are out on the field. But not only were you watching them, you were watching the future of this game. On behalf of Turnin2 Softball and State Champs, thank you so much for joining us here today. For Kara Lyles, Kenzie Long, and Jenna Rose, and our amazing crew, we will see you next year. Thank you for tuning in.
State Champs Sports Network is presented by Lawrence Technological University. You can play sports at the next level. Go to LTURecruitYourself.com today. State Champs Game Time Live is also brought to you by Turnin2 Softball is committed to developing champions on the field and in life. Verizon Business. When you choose Verizon, you partner with people who put your business first.